for Connecticut Public Radio. Today, we have an authentic innovator, a king of epic proportions, someone that their work, to me, transcends the idea of what I even used to believe as art. Their Instagram stories are incendiary. Their music videos are beyond the brink of using the adjective incendiary in an almost famous Cameron Crowe sense of the word. Today, we were talking with the music video king, the gem of Ween-centric aesthetic artificial intelligence himself, Kingcon2k11. And Connor, every single interview I've ever done, I ask everybody 2 questions. And for you, it's a little bit of a remix on it, but for the past week or so, you've been incubated due to a sickness so abhorrent that not even the band Disturbed would get down with it. So King Con, how you doing today, man?
Well, I'm doing a lot better, thanks, man. That's to be fair, it really was one of the worst colds that I've ever had.
Yeah.
I won't dwell on it too much, but yeah, it fucking sucked. And today, I've just been chilling, uploading my new vid for the artist. I'm very proud of it. It's beautiful, one of my best videos yet. I think it's going to be quite big. And I've had like 1.5 magic mushrooms, taken a very nice walk, and yeah, I'm feeling good. Had some soup. What more can I say?
Dude, what kind of soup are we talking?
Oh, it was delicious. Roast chicken and vegetable. Yeah, I don't know. I went off soup for a long time, but I've been sick, so my body told me it needed it.
Nice. Dude, I love making soup. And then to tailor into you're working on this new project with somebody. First question, that's not the standard. You've come a long, long way from the Fourth Dimension fan video for Kanye and Kid Cudi's Kids See Ghosts single. So what is it about that project that makes it stand out to you? I personally don't think there's one out-of-place song on that record. And what do you think is next for Kanye Omari West?
I think, well, hopefully if I can be involved, I'd love to work with him on a big mashup album. I was talking recently with Hudson Mohawk, who I did the Cry Sugar visuals for, and Stump as well from his last album. Also did that. That's a great video. Yeah, I was basically asking him if he'd want to be involved with doing like a big AI mashup album, but also working with like, you know, the artists themselves. So I'd want to get like Kanye involved. I'd want to get like pretty much every big artist that I've ever worked with involved, and like train their voices on AI. So, you know, then we don't have to like deal with copyright and everything.
Right.
And yeah, do like a big Girl Talk Neil Cicerega style mashup. Like I'd absolutely love to do that. And I think if Kanye ever saw the AI covers that I did of him, he'd want to do it as well. But other than that, bro, hopefully he fucking does something good with Donda too. Like, because that was really disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Good answer. I say the exact same things. And then, at least when it comes down to the AI stuff, I've got a few questions in a bit regarding the Kanye thing, but 2 puff piece questions coming your way. The first one is, what are some of your favorite videos? And do you remember the first music video you were ever obsessed with? I know that you were a big fan of Green Day's Minority video.
I do love that video, yeah. Did you see my favorites playlist? Is that how you knew that?
What? No, not at all, dude. What?
Oh man, I mean, I have a whole playlist that's publicly available as well on my channel of inspiring music videos. So it's hard to pick one. I think that there's like 80 in it right now or something. There's way more. I just forget to add them to it. I don't know. David Dean Burkhart is the reason I got into making music videos in the first place. For people who don't know, he's like the king of this. Like, he did fan edits of like songs like Mac DeMarco, and like basically my early videos were just following his template of like editing. That's how I learned to edit. like to the beat and choose like the right atmosphere and things like that. And I don't know, I was just obsessed with those like the moment that I saw them. I think the one for Lipstick by Ariel Pink and what is it? Not Without Her. That Mac DeMarco song from another one. Either way, he has a great video for that. Oh, and Real Love by Memory Tapes. Like those three are the ones where I was like, yeah, I need to just do this. And before that, I was like making Weezer shit posts and stuff. So I learned a bit of editing from doing that as well. But yeah, then I remember like I was sat on the bus for college one day, and I was listening to Sneaky Sneaky Dog Friend by Conan and the Moccasins. And yeah, like I'd been watching these Calbee chip commercials as well from Japan, you know, like the dog in like the furry suit, like the creepy dog. And I was like, bro, that fits so well with this song. And I edited it to it, and I was like, bro, I love doing this. And then yeah, kept doing it. So yeah, David Dean Burkhart, like his videos are like I owe everything to that. Him and Cosmic Drop, who is a good friend of mine now. But yeah, I need to get in touch with David one day. Like I owe so much to him.
Damn, dude. Well, first off, one, I appreciate the endurance that you put into that answer, and then I think without a doubt, you guys will get in contact because the rate you're going with stuff, it's beyond the brink of like, oh, this guy has talent. It's this guy has an individual voice, and when I ask these questions, he's not only able to be like, here are the people that got me into this, but you're building a brand right now where you've been able to do it yourself. So
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Dude, of course. And then one other puff piece question, just because it's a favorite movie of mine, and I guess in some respects your careers line up. Have you seen the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, and what do you think about it?
I have, and it's great. I first saw it when I was like, I don't know, 13, 14 or something, and there was a lot I respected about it and liked about it, but I didn't really get it, or like, I don't know, it just didn't really hit for me. And then the more I got into films and filmmaking in general, like, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why everyone loves it so much. It was so ahead of its time, and obviously, like, look now, like, I mean, he was only like, what, 22 years off of like how close it is to ChatGPT and stuff like that. I mean, bro, I was reading a fucking article today about ChatGPT being like hooked up to an MRI machine and being able to decode human thoughts with like 70 to 80% accuracy. It's fucking insane. Like the world's moving so fast, and Stanley Kubrick was someone who I have a lot of respect for in the way that he saw art and time and people. I mean, look, you know, he went from like doing Barry Lyndon to 2001. Like man knew what he was doing. Man knew a lot. Like, yeah, I love that film.
Yeah, dude, Barry Lyndon. That's one of my favorite movies ever. And then, yeah, I never thought about it, but I think he might have done Clockwork between the two. But Barry Lyndon.
Yeah, even Clockwork though. That's set in like the 90s, right? I think.
I don't know, actually, the time period that it's set in. The aesthetic
it's definitely
is
set
crazy.
in the future. I can't remember what year though. Either way, like the man loved like playing with the concept of time, which is something I like a lot.
All right. Well, then, speaking of the concept of time, you, like myself, put some time towards the now infamous Kanye Iceberg videos. How did your collaboration with Sean Bryant come about? I've heard you're working on a new project together.
Yeah, first off, let me just say about the new project. Yeah, we're Sean right now is making like this big, like I think it's gonna be like 40 minutes long, like documentary about Jay Dilla, and like I think he's using like only like interviews and like narrations and stuff to make it. It's gonna turn out really great. I imagine it'll be like all of the best parts of the Kanye Iceberg, but you know, without him talking. But I love the man. He's got a great voice. And yeah, basically the way that the Kanye icebergs came about, I saw Sean posted a video on the 100 Gex subreddit analyzing their music and talking about them and being the future of music and not pop punk, hyperpop and everything. And I was like, yeah, this man knows what he's talking about. And I really liked the way the video was done and how it was formatted. And I saw a lot of potential in him. And I introduced myself to him and we started talking more. I introduced him to Yellow Magic Orchestra. And then we made a video essay about that. Side note, I'm doing a video for fun right now for Castillo, I think it's called, from their second album. I love that track. And yeah, I've had a great time making that. I cried a little bit while making it as well. It's actually quite sad. It moved me a lot. I can't wait for that video to come out. But yeah, we did that Yellow Magic Orchestra video together, and we were very proud of that. We loved that. And like right around the time that came out, like iceberg videos started popping off on YouTube, and I saw a few, and I was like, yeah, these are really good. I'd love to do one on Kanye, and no one had done one yet. So we got to writing and researching that together. I mean, he did way more of that than I did. Like the man was cracked out. Like I knew he had it in him, and yeah, those videos really brought that to life. And like, God, he is easily the world's #1 Kanye West historian now. From like doing those videos, it's absolutely insane. And there's part 4 as well, which probably won't release for like another year or something. But God, like, oh man, Sean is so cracked out. But yeah, we did that together, and I helped edit the first part, and then I mostly just helped him like produce the second one. I got like a bunch of editors and stuff involved who helped with it and everything. And yeah, like Sean really just came into his own with it, and I got so much admiration for him and how dedicated he is. Because like, oh man, I know that he wanted to release the Kanye Iceberg Part 3 like for a while, but he was working on it for months and tweaking it to be like really perfect, and it is, in my opinion. And I absolutely love those videos.
Dude, once again, the endurance, the dedication. Thank you for an answer that in depth. And then I had a flashback, but I think the first time I ever spoke with Sean, I think you were involved, actually, when I think about it. It was one of those group meetings for picking which parts of Iceberg 3 we were going to do. And then I came to the group late making rice and beans. You said you were in a bathtub, right? At the time we were talking?
I probably was. Oh, wait, yeah, I remember that. I remember that meeting because Nico Vanished was in it as well. He helped a lot with Part 3 as well. And that was the first like audio call that me and him ever did. And yeah, but I mean Nico, you know Nico, like he did food with me and like a bunch of like other stuff. He's a great 2D animator, really, really great artist. But yeah, I was in the bath in that meeting. That was a nice meeting.
I thought, because I remember cracking a gummo joke, and then a few people laughed, and I was like, all right, these are good people. But yeah, I guess going off of also shout out to Nico, but going off of Gummo, going off of the group sensibility of assembling a team, your live visuals for A2B2 are beyond anything else I have seen that E-Boy, E-Girl Club come up with. When we spoke a day or two ago, you told me that you had, quote, the tea to spill. I have had my own issues with some of the fanboys of that group. So, my brother, I am thirsty. Go off and spill your caffeinated beverage.
First off, I'll say thank you for the compliments about the A2B2 visuals. The ones that I did for Death Insurance Cat, I did all of those in like a week with like 20 different people. It was really great. I had a great time making them. And Kat ended up paying me out of her own money for that, which was very nice of her. And regarding that event as well, let me spill a bit of tea. Andy, that's Andy Moran, obviously, promised me, and he did. I still have the DMs for this, that he would have projectors for the event. And then it came to the day of the event, and he didn't. And one of my friends in New York had to go out and buy a projector out of his own money. and then Kat and everyone had to set it up themselves. And even the side room that they got put in to like make way for like the big acts was like, oh bro, just the way that whole event was handled was like really messy on the part of A2B2 themselves, and they knew it was as well, and it just could have been done so much better. But yeah, so that ended up happening with the live event. But yeah, branching off from that, let me say, I have a lot of respect for A2B2, or I did up until a certain point. It could have been a really great community, and I've been talking with a bunch of people even today who are involved with it, and everyone's just kind of disappointed and sad with what it's become because it's so much squandered potential. And it kind of, I kind of got that the entire time. Like I was involved with like the marketing for it and everything, and I helped with that. And they never really compensated me with any money. Andy did get me a decent bit of work, which I can't fault him for. I appreciated him doing that for me. But at the same time, I don't know, our whole relationship was just kind of weird. Like, he'd like tell me he loved me and stuff. Like he did that once with me and Kat. That's Cat Death Insurance. In like one of the group chats, but then, wouldn't like pay me for the work, despite obviously having more than enough money to do that. If even Kat could like pay me out of her own money, which wasn't a lot at the time, and I really appreciated it. But yeah, and so much, like, the radio show falling through. Like I was talking with someone today, and they offered to host it. 'Cause the reason it fell through is the host got caught up with personal life, and then the people who ran A2B2 were just kind of like, nah. And the magazine and everything, like, there hasn't been a new one of those published in ages. Oh, it's just sad. Like, they didn't even put on an event last year. I don't know. I'd love to take it over because there's so much I could do with the platform. And, I work hard, and I'm literally involved with, like, everyone. And, like, smaller people too. Like, I don't mind. I work with everyone. Like, I'd get the community involved way more with more projects and work with huge artists and stuff, and host events and radio shows and everything. But it won't happen because there's A2B2 Records now. Like they're affiliated with Red Eye, which is like owned by Virgin Media and everything. And there's tea about that as well, but I probably shouldn't spill it because it doesn't directly involve me. I don't want to talk on other people's behalf too much. But yeah, just the biggest thing at the end of the day is like the squandered potential, because there's so many cool creative people involved there. And instead it's just like being overrun by like wannabe like 4chan dicks.
Dude,
instead. It's a shame.
Yeah, and that's, and I'll spill my little bit of coffee on top of that tea. One, thanks for being your authentic self, and I'll stop with the compliments. But dude, the the A2B2 squadron. For a little while, I was submitting these videos to this comedy group called, and I had a correspondence with a few different people in the group. I still do to this day, but pretty much the amount of things that you're talking about now, where it's almost the idea of people attempting to, at least in this, be $1 Million Extreme at a time where $1 Million Extreme is back, and even without Andrew Ruse, like, dude, like, it's not a good idea to imitate, and that's why I call you an innovator, because that whole comedy group, much like A2B2, hasn't put out anything. And from talking with the members that used to be a part of it, now it's all dismantled just because of one person's borderline, the Batman directed by Matt Reeves, Riddlerism of equating that they think they're above other people. And shout out Zebediah Newby. I genuinely think he's one of the greatest artists of all time. But the front person behind this comedy group not only told me directly, the same way with Andy, you were like, oh, he told me he loved me, said they love my work, they were going to run it, put it up on the site. They stole a video concept that I did, made it worse, in my opinion. But on top of that, the last project that they really put out, besides the fuck A2B2 video, is this thing called, where someone literally tries to kill a character and kidnap Harry Ford. That's why I'm kind of wearing this hat right now and talking to you, because it just seems to me the ego is something that, everybody has, and you have to nonchalantly just pass it aside. But A2B2, and again, chasing the idea of I want to be the next Foxygen, whatever the fuck. Like, it's not whether or not someone believes in God or anything. I just firmly believe that if you stick to your own fundamentals of being, you'll have your success. And I truly do hope that you take over A2B2, or you can get that wheelhouse together, because I know you could do that, no question.
Yeah, thank you. That's something I've wanted to be part of like a big online community for a long time, because that's what I did with A2B2. Like I used that to my advantage to make good art and put other people on and get them work, and I did. Like Nico, Vanished, who we were talking about, like he's gotten so much good work from like the stuff that we've done. So many other artists, like Dad, who I work closely with, like he's working with Sam Heidegger now. I mean, they worked together before that, but even still, like these aren't the best examples I'm giving right now. But yeah, trust me, like I just love to do some stuff with more people and put more people on to more things and bring it all together, because there's so many people now doing stuff like me and what I do as well. And if we could all get together, we could make something really amazing. I've been talking with John Raffman a lot lately.
Oh shit.
We wanted to make I wanted to make a video for Lil Yachty with him, because he did the cover art for his new album. But he's been really busy lately because he just had a kid and everything, which is very understandable. But yeah, even David Firth, who makes salad fingers and stuff like that. Yeah. Next week, I'm gonna go to Leeds and meet him and show him like a bunch of the AI stuff, because we were talking lately, and I don't know. I guess he feels like he's fallen a bit behind with it, but I'm gonna show him like it's really actually quite simple, and it's something you can learn in a day basically, and then have a lifetime's worth of good art that you can make if you just are able to hone in your vision and skills and what you want. And I know he's like fucking amazing at that, so I can't wait to see what he does when we like talk and go through it all together. But I'm kind of getting a bit off topic now, but yeah, I would really love to bring together a big community of similar like-minded artists, because yeah, working together is the key. Like I love making like my own like solo stuff as well. I've been doing a lot of like solo stuff like these past like 3 weeks or so. But yeah, I'm feeling eager to like bring like a bunch of people together again and do something like that.
Yeah, dude, and you should. I think we could get something going. We already are technically, but like, on the topic of salad fingers and stuff, that video that you put up, I think it was a little while back, was insane. And for you telling me in the next week that you're gonna be meeting with Firth in general, that's just like the coolest thing in the world. Which ties into
he's cool. Like he's from where I'm from. Nice. I live like a few miles away from Doncaster right now. That's the city I was born in, and it's where he's from too. I think we're pretty similar people, honestly. I bet we run in quite similar circles. Well, I'm about to find out, but yeah, it's cool. There's not really anyone else from around here like that, and it's crazy that he is, and we come from very similar places, and I see it in our work so much. Like there's something about living around here and like so close to the country, and like the creepy vibe to it, kind of, but the beauty as well, and it's just inspiring. That's what I think, at least.
Easy puff piece kind of question. Been doing a new thing. Last interview with Cassio Walton, and my other interview with Zach Kreger. I started doing Kill, Marry, Fuck. So, Con, would you like to play one round of Kill, Marry, Fuck?
Yeah, why not?
All right, sweet, man. So here we go. The trio. Ariel Pink, Mac DeMarco, Kanye West.
Oh god. Okay, well, let's say it's like GTA, because I don't want to actually kill any of them. You know,
Right,
I love all these people.
Wholesome.
If I had to be trapped in a GTA simulation with them, where the choices were kill, marry, fuck, I think it'd be probably marry Mac. 100%. Mac is like marriage material.
Good call.
I mean, look at how long he's been with Kira. And you know, you just know he's like a big sweetheart. I'd definitely marry Mac. Oh god. To be honest, I think if I knew Kanye in like a GTA style simulation, like he'd be getting kind of jealous of me. I think that me and him would have Drake beef eventually. So I might have to kill him. Damn. I might have to just fuck Ariel and then like send him on his way. I love Ariel though. I do. And I love Kanye. That was a hard one, but I'm thinking realistically.
Dude,
realistically.
With Ariel too, him throwing on the wig, that's a little bit easier. Kanye would be a huge ego piece.
I mean, he wants to be a girl. Yeah. He has that tribe inside of him.
Yeah. And speaking of that tribe inside, Ariel Pink, tell me how surreal it must have been to see Fox News talk about your work on Winston Marshall and Mr. Pink's Rudolph's laptop, because in my opinion, it is second only to my homie, B.G. Cumby's legendary performance with Jesse Waters.
Well, thank you. Oh my god. It was crazy. Like, I was about to go to bed. I think it was either like Boxing Day or the day after or something. I can't remember. Either way, it was like a day or two after the video came out, and I sweated my ass off on that video, by the way, like, because that was my first time like using Stable Diffusion Solo, so like my friend had to help me set it up and everything. It was really janky, and the renders were taking fucking ages. I was working Christmas Day on that video, so it was nice to like take like a few days off and relax, and then I was like going to bed, and Ariel DM'd me. He was like, "Hey man, we're about to go on Fox News with Rudolph's laptop. How do you want to be credited?" I was like, "That's fucking hilarious. Just credit me as Kingcon2k11." And then the day after, he went on and he showed me. He posted the video and everything, and I just couldn't believe it. It was absolutely hilarious. I was like laughing my ass off the entire time. I don't know. I didn't think I'd get any flack from it, really. I thought everyone else would just find it as funny as I did. But no, I mean, look at the comments on that post. Oh my god, what a fucking shit show. And then the fucking fallout from it as well with Fantano. Oh my god, I'm glad as fuck it happened though. Like, goddamn, I wouldn't change a thing if I could go back. Like, what a fucking outcome. Like, literally best case scenario in my opinion. Like, it showed people who I am, where my beliefs are, that I think it's just all bullshit. You know, Isaac Brock, right wing, left wing, chicken wing. You know, I'm a fucking dude living out here in Yorkshire. You think I really that invested in US politics? Oh my god, some of the DMs I got from people were absolutely insane. Really like unhinged people as well. Like, goddamn. And then Fantano. Oh my god. Sorry, you wanted to say something? I'll just keep rambling.
No, dude. Literally, my next part of it when you're talking about the comments to do my as Kreger said, American Nardwarism. You once said, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Right wing, left wing, chicken wing. All I do is match the vid to the track to the best of my ability. My work ain't strictly political in nature, really. Artistic, definitely, but don't get it twisted. I just work with the people whose work I love and make visuals that match it as close and as well as I can. How about you? So in your opinion, Kingcon2k11, what makes a great artist, and why have these fuckers in your DMs chosen to be so offended?
Well, I'll answer the first. What makes a great artist? I don't know. I'm probably a bad person to ask that to be honest, because I love art that a lot of people would consider trash and shitty. Like, you know, I love fucking so much. Like, I'm not even going to get into specifics. I mean, look at my favorites playlist if you want to see all the bad music that I love. And you know, shitty art. Like, I love shitty art so much. But yeah, to be honest, though, when it comes to real artists that I love and admire, it's just the ones who are like, well, not like me because I base myself off of them. Really, you know, like look at Kanye, look at like Ween, look at Rivers Cuomo, like just look at them and the way they believe in themselves, the way that they express themselves through their art, and the way that they just don't really give a fuck about opposition. Yeah, that's why I admire most in artists is just people who express themselves to their fullest ability. Because, you know, I say it all the time, people in my life are getting sick of me saying it, but with the universe expressing ourselves, it's cringe. But, you know, that's it. So to live is to express yourself. You know, most people aren't living fighting for survival these days, or at least not in the traditional sense. So in that meantime, I think everyone should try and live to do something artistic. And I know that that can't be the case for everyone because of the way that the world's set up, and that fucking sucks. But if you can make that your life, you should. And to squander that by making false art that isn't really being you and not being your true self is just lame, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude, it's completely damaging. And yeah, like with that as a going off point for the next question, Basic Bitch Tear Gas by JPEG Mafia was the first video you used AI in. What drew you to this form of artificially intelligent art? What do you think about its current state? And has Peggy responded to the fact that your videos of his music are legitimately better than the stuff he puts out?
Let me talk about Peggy knowing me first. So I made that Rainbow Six video, and he was like friends with a fan who liked that video as well and sent it to him. This was like 2018, so I didn't have the Kingcon2k11 Instagram yet. And he was like, bro, this is so hard. Who made this? And I didn't have like any socials really for him to get in touch with me. So if I'd not have squandered that chance, chances are like I'd be doing all his official videos now. But yeah, that's on me. But yeah, what drove me to do AI for Basic Bitch Tear Gas was just the fact that it was like a cover of No Scrubs, really, which sounded artificially different. And I was like, okay, how can I make visuals for No Scrubs that are artificially different? I'll use deepfakes because deepfake technology only really just like came out at the time. And that's the reason it looks like it does in the video, because you had to have a pretty good PC to run it on, and I did not. So it came out like really blocky and like weird looking, but I love that. I think it only works for the video more. And yeah, after that I was like, damn, AI can create sick shit. I'm going to use this as much as I can. And yeah, the technology started getting better and better, and I started being able to use it more to bring to life the things that I was thinking.
Yeah, dude, not to call them...
Yeah, thank you for the compliment about my videos being better than the ones that he puts out, by the way, because I very much agree. I don't know what... Bro, I love a few of his official videos, but most of them just do not really capture the song that well at all. Like, he should just let me do them. I do a great job. Like, it's a shame. I wish I could get in touch with him.
Yeah, well, dude, once again, the perfect setup. One, maybe this can happen so that he does get in contact. But I'm here, this next question, to help you out, because I'd like $1,000. I personally believe Pinkerton is one of the greatest albums ever produced, and Weezer is a band that consistently delivers good singles. It's just my opinion. So what is it about the band that you love so much, and what is it about Weezer that makes hipster fags so mad?
Well, let me say about Weezer, like, without a doubt, they are, maybe not Weezer as a band, but Rivers Cuomo as a person is my favorite musician of all time. Like, I cannot deny that. Like, even just on a song ratio of like how many songs that he has that I love. It's in the thousands, which there's not a single other musician on earth that I can say that about, because we have a lot of amazing music as well, especially like including their unreleased stuff, which I'm doing with Rivers, but the numbers just aren't even close. That man is a fucking musical genius and knows how to write just some of the best melodies ever written. God damn, like he just blows me away. And when he released all of his alone demos in 2021, was it 21 or was it 2020? No, it was 2020. It was like late 2020. Yeah, either way, that fucking started my whole Weezer renaissance again, because the way that I got into music and everything is from Weezer. I was like a depressed 16-year-old who was like starting to crush and like feel the hurt of love and everything for the first time. And like Weezer's music just spoke to me. And from that, I branched off into so much more and discovered so much more music as well. But I'll always love them for that. They hold a special place in my heart. And they just kickstarted my whole taste in music, really. And yeah, Pinkerton, what an album. Songs from the Black Hole, though, that's what did it for me. And that's, Rivers wants to make a sequel to it now. And he wants fans to help him write it, and I'd love to, because I've wanted to make a Broadway musical of that for years. I have like the perfect ideas for it. I'd know how to direct it beautifully. And I hope I get to do that one day. And I really hope I get to just meet Rivers one day and thank him for everything that he's done for me, because I wouldn't have any of what I have right now. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you doing this interview without his music. But yeah, Songs from the Black Hole, it did it. It got me into music. Especially unreleased music as well, and demos, and then low fidelity recordings and just everything. So much. God, I love Weezer to death. Look, there he is, the real
album. Dude, looking at that poster too, in a world where people try to play it cool like they just don't care, but soon you'll be playing in my underwear. Like, I think one of his quotes he said years ago is that he always wanted to be either Ace Frehley or Gene Simmons in Kiss. And then, I don't care what anybody says. My best friend Jared is diehard Weezer. He's got every album. And I do think they're a great band. But pretty much Rivers Cuomo has delivered not only what Kiss could never do, which is be consistent aesthetically in an AC/DC kind of sense, where even when they don't mix up their sound, it's still the same band every time. But like, if you look at his track record beyond, like, oh, the Blue Album's perfect and Pinkerton's amazing, why did he have to make a song with Lil Wayne? Like, their fans miss the point that it's transcendence beyond his achievements on their first album of being rock stars. And where he is now, like that reference, and you got the Red Album up there, the greatest man that ever lived is, I think, in my opinion, one of their best songs. But with the 11 different segments that they clearly steal from Nirvana, or, they got a little Chromeo going on. The whole point is, where Quentin Tarantino got so much shit for years from idiots being like, he's just a collage artist. And one of my mentors, who will go nameless, said that once until he saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and was like, Quentin, you're the realest ever. Rivers Cuomo, dude, like, for him now to be trying to do this part 2 of the opera project, it not only shows that he's always been about the fans, but even before he had fans, it's about, I'm tired of having sex. I'm going to have sex with Asian women at Harvard. Like, it's about having your individual voice. And, dude, yeah, like, there's a great answer to the Weezer stuff, because I don't understand the hatred to this day.
Yeah, me neither. A lot of people think that they've sold out. You could make that argument that they have multiple times, but what the fuck does any of that matter? Like, Rivers just has not stopped making amazing music. Like, and anyone to anyone listening to this right now, if you haven't heard Weezer, go and check out Rivers Cuomo's alone albums. Listen to all of them genuinely. Like, they're fucking amazing. It just shows that he's not slowed down from being able to write amazing music for like well over like 30 years now, and I don't see any sign of him slowing down. Especially with the ways that, like, you know, he revisits old songs or repurposes them and everything. I think that's great, and I think more artists should do that, because so many artists are sitting on great, like, unreleased music that deserves to see the light of day in some form or another. And yeah, I just have nothing but respect for Rivers. Throughout his whole career, he's been so open and honest about who he is as a person. I mean, you know, read like his fucking. I read his diary from when he was like fucking celibate for 2 years, and he talks about like getting
okay.
a hand job from like an Asian woman, like coming in his pants or something. Like, oh man, I love him. He's such a fucking inspiration, an icon. And yeah, truly one of the greatest men that's ever lived, in my opinion.
Dude, and then dovetailing off of that, greatest men that ever lived. Team Edward, Team Jacob. Team Batman, Team Joker. Team Vaxxed, Team Unvaxxed. These groupings are in constant oppositional flow with one another. So with that being said, I love Anthony Fantano's interview with Sam Hyde from years ago. And between those two YouTubers and their evolution into what they have become as of today, how do you, Kingcon2k11, feel about Sam World Peace 2 Hyde and Anthony Death Grips or Gospel Fantano? Has he paid you for AI Fantano yet, and will you be working with Sam Hyde in the future?
No, Fantano still hasn't paid me for any of the work that I did for him, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest. First off, let me talk about Sam, because I have pretty much nothing but positive things to say about Sam.
Yeah.
He's great. He employs my friend Dead-Handed, who I love very much. I think Fish Tank is fucking hilarious, and what a concept. And pretty much everything that he's ever done is just... I mean, you know, you're talking about, like, being in, like, a league of your own and, like, doing your own, like, creative thing. Like, he is that, like, to its extreme. Yeah, nothing but respect for him, and pretty much, like, everyone who I do respects him, so it tells me a lot about him. Fantano, on the other hand, oh man, what? Yeah, I was sitting back and thinking about the whole thing the other day and trying to wrap my brain around it a little bit more, because just what that Fader article did to that man is a real motherfucking shame.
Yeah.
And a lesson to anyone listening, like, just God, like, don't take shit so seriously. Like, I mean, that was it, really. Like, you can look at that moment and be like, that's when Fantano, like, changed properly. Like, he deleted, you know, that is the plan.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious meme channel that I actually loved. Like, I used to watch that all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I had a good relationship with Fantano up until, obviously, the Rudolph's laptop fallout, which was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to talk about that more now, because, yeah, like, me and him were going to launch the whole channel together, the Needlebots. Well, yeah, the Needlebot in that case, because it had just been, like, AI him doing, like, the reviews mostly. And I wrote, like, a pitch deck for it and everything. Like, it was all going to go underway. We were going to get lawyers and everything involved. Like, because there was going to be, like, money splits with the channel. I mean, he said that, but, you know, he still fucking never paid me for the Imagine Dragons review that I did for him, that I literally spent, like, over a week working on, and I had to listen to that fucking trash Imagine Dragons album, like, multiple times. God damn, like, that alone deserves fucking at least $1,000. God damn. But yeah, that thing got 300,000 views, and he never paid me a penny for it. And he never even compensated me by, you know, launching the channel together, which would have at least made up for that. Instead, and you know, I could tell that he was getting hesitant about launching that whole channel together, and probably because, you know, it would have done really fucking well, and eventually surpassed him, and I don't know, he's probably intimidated by that. But yeah, like, he conveniently then dropped me for the Rudolph's laptop video, and when he did, he was like, you working with Ariel Pink, who has like sexual abuse allegations against him, and he's like a far right lunatic. I called him out on the allegations bullshit because he was still like buddy with fucking Andrew Callahan, like Andy from Death Grips, who also has allegations against him, and he still continues to support Death Grips to this day. And when I told him about that, he was like, "Oh, are they public?" You know what I mean? And they had been for like over a year at that point, and there's no way that a fan didn't inform him of that. He 100% knew, but the dude's just a hypocrite, and just wanted to conveniently drop me for working with someone like Ariel because he doesn't align with his political beliefs. And I think if that's the way that you're going to be, then that's kind of ridiculous. But I was fine with it because, you know, it's his image at the end of the day. And if he didn't want to be associated with that and with me, then whatever, I was willing to drop it and let it go. But then, like, not even a month later, he goes and fucking meets with, like, Hassan and Ethan Klein in LA. And, yeah, fucking... I don't know, man. It's just absolutely crazy. Like, how can you, like, drop me for working with someone like Ariel, but then go and be friends with, like, Ethan Klein, and who all he does is just, like, fucking talk shit on people and, like, bully smaller creators as well. Like, bro, so many of my favorite YouTubers have been, like, involved in beef with him, of, like, petty bullshit. He's just, oh, man, those guys piss me off. Like, I really don't respect them. And the fact that he was willing to work with people like that and be that way about the whole situation that happened. And then I called him out on it. We had like a very heated WhatsApp debate. And he was just being a real dick like the whole time. He basically like called my review that I did for him unfunny, despite immediately after I did it calling it hilarious. I don't know, just fucking weird. And then like just basically trying to call me an idiot and saying, you know, I shouldn't be associating with people like that if I know what's good for me. Well, man, it just shows his true colors, you know, like, it just shows how he's just willing to sell himself short and give in to whatever the popular belief is that'll keep him goody-goody with everyone and not take any risks and, you know, fucking continue making like 10-minute long reviews that aren't informative at all and that just talk about the music and shit. Like, he got kind of pissed at me once as well when I suggested that I do longer format reviews because the fans wanted it and they actively did want it. Like, he was just a weird dude. Like, I don't know, he'd be like so impersonal with me sometimes, but then also really like overly personal. Like, I don't even know if it's public knowledge, but he told me about his kids and everything, like, when he'd be, like, going to pick them up from school and shit. And, like, I don't know, like, he's just a really weird guy and just a very hard person to talk to in general. Like, I just don't get where his mind's at, and he was never really clear about it. Like, I don't think even he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to, and I'll make, you know, Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Alright, so this reference I think might make sense. I went to a Hobo Johnson Oliver Tree show at Toad's Place in Connecticut, which shows how fucking dated that was. 5 years ago. And I bumped into him. And there, of course, there were people screaming like, Anthony Fantano's here, woo, like that. But I was coming out of the bathroom. I don't mean it in a mean way, because obviously you know the man well. I've talked to him a few different times about, like, I made a hip-hop in modern day is at its point of, like, Van Halen 80s Whitesnake-ism of aesthetic over the sound of the band. And at that show, dude, like, in Dragon Ball Z anecdotes, like, Cell thinks he is the greatest of the great. He goes to to gratuitous lengths to be like, I'm the best, please fight me. And ultimately, though Goku explodes, whatever, he gets defeated by Goku's son Gohan. And the reason I'm talking about this is the presence that he had at that Toes Play show was like Cell in perfect mode, being like, I am the best. And it's in the, I understand, like some people that have the swagger, and where Hobo Johnson has disappeared, and some people say, Oliver Tree, man, he fell off, but he's just doing what I think is what he wants to do. Dude, Fantano is more red flannel in Perfect Cell than yellow flannel Perfect Cell, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's sitting at like a solid 2 right now. Like a very very solid 2. I wouldn't give him a 0 because he has kids.
Yeah.
Family. But yeah, it's a shame. Like I really wish that his former self could see him as he is now, because I think that he'd be ashamed. If I ever get like that, honestly, like put me down, like goddamn, like I do not want to. I do not want to become that person. Like, bro, even if one day I end up working at fucking Disney or something, like I'll be like James Gunn on crack. You know what I mean? Like, look back at the shit I said. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not selling out.
Bro, and that's keeping the authenticity. Besides Ween, we talked about Weezer for a while, going WEEs, but besides Ween, are there any artists that you haven't worked with that you would like to?
Yeah, well, speaking of Ween, actually, it's not that far off. Dean Ween's son is a fan of mine, and we've talked a bit about me potentially interviewing Dina for the Needlebots. So I really hope that can happen, and then oh my god, I fucking hope that they release new music someday. That'd be amazing. I'd love to do the official videos for that. But yeah, other than them, I'd love to work with Modest Mouse. I still really want to work with Chaz Toro and moi. I was going to do live visuals for him. He paid me for it and everything. I made stuff, but he just didn't end up wanting to use them. He wanted to do other things instead, but he paid me, so I can't fault him for that. Nice. And it's understandable. I just really want to work with him officially one day. Who else? I mean, there's so many artists. Like I could pretty much just list my favorite artists because I just want to work with them. And yeah, but I mean, look at everyone who I've like made an official video for on my channel. I'd love to do that just officially. Even Mark, like he loved the recent one that I made for him, but he doesn't want any official ones for one Wayne G. So hopefully I'll get him on the next one. Alex Cameron, I think I'm going to be working with him soon. I'm excited for that. That's been a long time coming because I just worked with Kieran recently, which was fun. But yeah, trying to think. I mean, there's plenty of like more underground artists as well. But yeah, I'd just be naming names at this point.
Nice, dude. Good luck to that. And then going off of it too, what are your plans for future projects that people need to know?
Yeah, so I have a lot. Oh my god, I got so many plans. Like I bought this electronic mask recently. And yeah, it's a shame because have I shown you it?
You sent me a picture for the Kanye thing, right? And I was like, let's bring back digital blackface.
We can talk about that. I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, so basically, I'm going to perform live as different AI musicians. I was originally just going to do it Kanye, but I think it'll be more fun if I switch it up. I've been talking with Galen, who works with Death Grips pretty closely. He's like animated for them in the past, and he's been talking to the guy who makes Daft Punk's masks, and I'm going to try and reverse engineer this one so that I can upload like custom AI GIFs to it, because right now you can't upload videos to it, you can only upload images, which is okay, like I guess it's good enough, but yeah, I'd rather it be like the morphing AI faces, like like the Needlebots and stuff like that. So yeah, once I get that figured out, then it's just a matter of getting like voice AI for OBS that works live, and just changing my voice to these different artists on the fly, and then performing live. And ain't no one on earth doing that right now. And as soon as I get it done, I'm doing it, and I'm starting a whole new wave of music.
Bro, I've tried my best this whole time to not fanboy out, and I caught my mouth open. You really tell you're in somewhat contact with the people that made Daft Punk's helmets?
Yeah.
Kid.
I couldn't believe it when Galen told me, but yeah, he's been talking with them. And yeah, hopefully I can get all of this off the ground, because yeah, what a fucking like thing it'll be. Like I need to get healthier before I can do it. Then I got to start like jogging or something. But yeah, I'm really excited because yeah, no one else is doing it, and I know it'll be so fun, and it'll start a whole new wave. But yeah, other than that as well, I want to do like the big AI mashup album, which I was telling you about. I want to work with like real big producers for that and stuff as well. There's Madeline, who I just did the cover art for the track, which I hit 1 million streams in less than a week after it came out, which is a sick achievement, and she deserves it because that track's great, and I think it's only going to get more and more popular. So is she. I just finished the video for that, which I'm very excited to release. And I with her basically, I want to like do a big covers album of like a bunch of different songs. You know, I'd love to do like "Good Girls Don't" by The Knack, like "Cantalaga," which is like the sick Indian song. I know it from Music from Sahara and Cell Phones Volume 3. Oh yeah, on that as well, I want to re-release Music from Sahara and Cell Phones Volume 1 and 2, and finally release Volume 3 properly with Chris from Sahel Sounds, because we've been trying to do that for like 2 years. Me and him, we just haven't met yet. Like, oh god, I want to meet him so bad. Like, he's just always so busy though, and he has kids, and he's always traveling. But I do think it'll happen soon. And yeah, I want to do like a big covers album with Madeline. I want to get Mike Dean in to help produce it, because he recently worked with my friend Ryder on Crack. He's great as well. I did that video for him and Yeet as Anthony Aitano, which was really cool. He's great though. I'd love for him to produce it as well. But yeah, I want to get more into music and music making, because I got so many ideas, and just got to put them out there.
Sweet, dude. To work with Mike Dean, I think would be insane. And going off of Dean as the reference, the last question I have for you, for the 10 years I've been doing interviews, it all starts with 2 questions. One, how you doing today? And the second one, which years ago, this guy named Asher Roth, who you know, and I've texted him. He's a good guy, but I asked him in as much detail as possible, describe your ideal perfect breakfast, to which he responded, "Hey man, that's like a really great question, man. Yeah." So Kingcon2k11, thank you. Describe in as much detail as possible your ideal perfect breakfast. If you're having orange juice, will there be pulp or some pulp? Will there be no pulp, for Sopranos references? If you're having the bacon gummo 2 style, would it be nice and thick turkey cut, or would you go for the crisp, extra salty flavoring? Would you put avocados in the mix? The people need to know.
Well, something you should know about me is I am one of the diseased freaks from my Alex Calder music video. So I am a gangly, tall, skinny white boy, which means usually I either skip breakfast or I eat a magic mushroom dipped in yogurt and some yogurt, or eat some chicken skewers that I buy from fucking Morrison's or something, or just something to put me on until I go for a walk, vibe for a bit, come back, and then usually eat a proper meal. I would love orange juice with pulp though, and I did just buy some recently. I can't wait to drink a glass when this interview's over. Usually I have a cup of tea as well, because I'm British. That's how I was raised. They'd kick me out of the country if I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, you know, I'm not really a big breakfast guy. I'm not really a big eating guy in general, to be honest. Like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I've been intermittent fasting, and frankly, I don't really eat until, I got an hour till I eat, which is going to be nice. But, Yeah, if you're on a little bit of shrooms right now, have some OJ, and then you'll be seeing a little bit more visuals, right?
Oh shit, is that real?
Yeah, the vitamins. I mean, I've never had a bad experience with mushrooms.
I didn't know that. That's sick. I'm gonna do it all the time now. Wow.
Dude,
Thank you for that.
Dude, of course. And then that's everything that I have question-wise. But I just want to say thank you, because other than Sean Bryant, which I've also been hunting down for an interview, which I know he'll watch this and then be like, fuck, man, I gotta do a thing now.
He will. He 100% will.
Dude, just thanks for doing this. And as my dogs bark in the background, just much love. And I really do wish you the best. And I firmly believe I'd say 94% of the dreams that you're hoping to achieve are going to come true for this thing, you know?
Thank you. That's a very high percent. Yeah, same to you, man. Thanks a lot. As I say, I've never done an interview like this before. Never been given a chance. Bro, there's so much shit. I don't know what it is. I do get pretty massively ignored by big media and the art world in general. I don't know. It's weird because I also have such a following of so many fucking sick, amazing, revolutionary artists and musicians, but yeah, no press really. I don't know. I don't have a manager or anything either. No one gets me work. I get it all myself. I've had people kind of approach me about that in the past, but God, they're so slow. I met with this woman a month ago. Well, more than that now, nearly 2 months. About doing that, and she hasn't even hit me up about it. I don't know what it is. Either way, though, I'm doing well, doing it how I am. But yeah, thank you for approaching me and letting me talk my shit. I love to do it, and I'd love to return again in maybe a few months, maybe a year. Let's see where my career is at that point, and maybe I can even be in New York and we can sit face to face and chat. That'd be sweet. Because
I know originally I wanted the first IRL interview was to be in New York.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I missed you. I had a great time in New York though, but I was doing something every day.
Yeah.
I didn't waste a single day there. I'm glad I didn't. I can't wait to return.
Yeah, dude. Go have your OJ. Much love for me and Time Wizard. Talk soon.
Hell yeah. Great meeting you, man. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you again.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace out.
What a good guy. What a good guy. What a good guy. What a good guy.
It's
what
a good guy. He hooked it up. Said if I was an NY, I should look you up.